Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I'm going to make another video here using the website gotquestions.org because I want to keep talking about love. And if you search there, you can find all kinds of information on biblical topics. Love is certainly a big one today. I need to know about love because I'm married to my wife I found in the Philippines in 2015. I want to keep that marriage together, so I need to learn how to love her. I'm going to pass that on to other people. Today's topic is, what does it mean that we love him, that's God, because he first loved us? And this is from 1 John 4:19 from gotquestions.org. And please subscribe here, Love Beyond the Sea. I want to help men, whether you're married to a Filipino or not, how to be married, stay married. I just want to use the Bible. I want to share my experiences, and I want to be honest with people, especially with someone from overseas. So back to the article here. John makes the powerful assertion that we love him, God, because he first loved us, 1 John 4:19, in a section in which he is writing about how we should be expressing the love of God to others. He says a bit earlier in the letter that if God so loved us, we ought to love one another, 1 John 4:11. John explains that we have come to know experientially and believe the agape love that God has for us, 1 John 4:16. And because of that, there is an exception, or rather an expectation, that we should act on that love. If love originates from God, then the one who is walking with God should be demonstrating love, 1 John 4:17. But what kind of love should we be expressing? And with what kind of love do we love him because he first loved us? His love is completed or perfected in us, in that we have confidence in the day of judgment. His love has kept us, by his grace through faith in Jesus Christ, from condemnation. That kind of life-saving love is what he has showed us and is what we are expected to show each other. That kind of love is free from fear. Free from fear. Because there is no punishment in our futures. 1 John 4:18, his love has given us great confidence because he has removed our fear. Allow me to interject while I have some time in this video today. You don't want your wife to fear you. You want her to respect you, and you can do that without making her afraid. That's just, to me, bullying and weakness, trying to look like you're strong, but you're not. Anybody that tries to lead that way is leading out of fear. I want my wife to totally trust me, that she's safe with me. She can make mistakes, bad decisions, against my wishes. But at the end of the day, I'm going to stay with her. I committed to her. I made that commitment to God because he first made that commitment to me. So that's the way I have to be with my wife. She doesn't have to fear how I respond, or that I would leave her, or be disloyal or unfaithful to her. Back to gotquestions.org. We love him because he first loved us. Love made the first move. Think about that for marriage. Our love for God is simply a response to his love for us. We have the capacity to love, now understanding what love really is and how we can express that without fear, because he first loved us, because he modeled for us what love looks like. As John said a bit earlier, we have come to know and believe his love, 1 John 4:16. So we are neither ignorant nor incapable of showing his kind of love to others. In fact, loving a brother is not only an expectation, it is an imperative. We love him because he first loved us. And because he first loved us, we can and must love others. If someone claims to love God, whom we have not seen, but doesn't love his brother whom we have seen, then John says that person is lying about their love, 1 John 4:20. If we aren't loving our brother, we aren't loving God. John goes further, reminding his readers of Jesus' commandment that we love our brother, 1 John 4:21. John adds to the logic of love when he asserts that the believer in Jesus is born of God, and anyone who loves the Father should obviously love the child born of the Father, 1 John 5, verse 1. It would be nonsensical for a believer, then, not to love his brother in Christ. John explains it from a different angle as well. When we are when we are loving God and observing his commandments, we can know that we are loving the brethren, 1 John 5, 2. To love God, how about that, means to obey him, especially considering that his commandments are not burdensome. 1 John 5, 3, and that says this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. That's what he wants. John reminds us that our love should be a sincere love, like the love the Father has for us. We should not love simply with words, but with sincerity and deeds. I think we talked about that in a previous video. Loving in truth and sincerity is so important that John lists it as a logical next step after believing in Jesus. This is his commandment, that we believe in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, commandment, and love one another, just as he has commanded us. That's 1 John 3, 23. But God hasn't simply told us to do something he wasn't willing to do first. Instead, we love him because he first loved us. So that's just another perspective about the multifaceted idea of love. I want to, myself and everyone watching this, as we go over these things from gotquestions.org, what love really is, we should know. And when we see it, it hits a square between the eyes. That must be love. And we don't see a lot of it today in this increasingly selfish, self-centered world. And those things are going to have to go if you're going to get married, and I hope you do. This channel is to help people to not give up on getting married. You know, go where you wanted. I had to go thousands of miles away to the Philippines, but I got married. Now I don't have to worry about the things that come with being single and alone and the concerns and all of that. I can just sink my teeth into this marriage. It's just the beginning, getting married. Now I have to love her, so I have to know how. And I hope these videos will help you in that endeavor. So stay tuned for more right here on Love Beyond the Sea.